My friends, I am Pastor Ben Hayes from First Baptist Church, Dadeville, Alabama, bringing you our thought for the day on Thankful Thursday. What are you thankful for? I hope that you're thankful for salvation. I hope that you're thankful for what God is doing in your life, because I am. I'm thankful for both of those. I'm thankful for you. Share these videos so that we can get the word, the hope of the gospel out to those who will listen. But right now, join me in 2 Corinthians chapter 10, picking up in verse 17. Remember, Paul was talking about how we don't boast in our own labors. It's all about what God has done. Anything that is good that comes from us comes from him. All of those things that he's talking about. And then look at what he says in verse 17. But he who glories, let him glory in the Lord. I want you to think about this for just a minute. What is your proudest accomplishment? Raising your family? Winning an award, having a great career, your house? What is your proudest accomplishment? As you think about that, can you see how God brought you to that point and enabled you to have that, to accomplish that, to be that? Think about this, because that's what Paul is talking about here. If you're going to glory, glory in the Lord. Be proud of what God has done in you and through you and how he led you to that moment. Because look what he says in verse 18. For not he who commends himself is approved, but whom the Lord commends. See, that's what it's all about. It's not about how much we do. It's not about how much we have. It's not even about who we are. It's about our relationship with the Father. What is your relationship with the Father? Are you in that relationship and trusting that one day you'll hear those wonderful words, well done, good and faithful servant? That's the goal of my life. I'm working through a passage in Philippians right now where Paul is talking about how he counts as loss all those things that he used to consider to be to his credit, to his honor. And he says, all I want now is to know Christ. All I want to know now is the power of his resurrection. Is that the heart that is within you? Is that the priority that you have in life? Because if it's not, you need to do some reevaluation. You need to do some realigning of priorities, because I've got to tell you, the most important thing in this life is not this life. It's eternity. It's your relationship with the Father. It is what you are doing for him, because it's not the one who commends himself who's approved, but the one whom the Lord commends. One day, we're going to stand before the Father. All right? Understand that. And he's going to evaluate us. He's going to judge us on one thing. What did we do with Jesus Christ? Did we accept him, trust him, love him, serve him? Or did we just say, I can do it myself? Because listen, the one who is commended is the one who is commended by the Lord. Get that. Now, Paul goes on in chapter 11. He says, oh, that you would bear with me in a little folly. And indeed you do bear with me. Paul's preparing them for going off on this tangent that really has something to do with this. He says, for I am jealous for you with godly jealousy. For I have betrothed you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Christ. He's talking about his ministry in Corinth, his whole purpose that was there. He's saying to them, look, I'm proud of the fact that I had this ministry with you and that you have come this far. But he said, here's what I'm proud of, the fact that I presented you, betrothed you to one husband so that he might present you as a chaste virgin to Christ. It's all about what has happened in their lives. It's all about what they have become. It's all about what God is doing for them. That's the heart of every pastor. That's the heart of this apostle, is that when we stand before God, we can say, this is my accomplishment. Not that we accomplished it, but that God used us to make this happen, to help this happen, to grow churches, to grow individual believers. That's what it's all about. Paul says, I am jealous for you with a godly jealousy. Here's the thing. What we'll see tomorrow is that some of these Corinthian Christians were straying away. And because of that, Paul's heart was broken. And he's about to get to them, But we'll see that tomorrow. Be blessed. I'll see you back here then.